With genius comes madness. These are some of the strangest hobbies of historic icons. Everyone knows Pythagoras. His theorem is likely the only formula you still remember from school. Pythagoras was a Greek philosopher, mathematician, and scientist in ancient Greece. But what you probably didn't know is that he was also a cult leader. The Pythagorean Brotherhood combined mathematical and philosophical teachings with a religious and strict lifestyle. Members of the cult had to live together, practice vegetarianism, and believe in the purifying power of music. Pythagoras also believed in reincarnation and the idea that numbers and math were the basis of the universe. In essence, the Pythagorean Brotherhood was a glorified math club. One of the most peculiar aspects of the Brotherhood was their taboo towards beans. Beans were sacred. Pythagoras believed beans contained souls or had a unique connection to human life. Some sources even state he thought beans were associated with reincarnation. But although the Brotherhood had some bizarre aspects, his impact on philosophy, math, and science were astonishing. When someone hears the name Benjamin Franklin, they think the founding father, the man of many talents, with contributions to politics, science, and literature. But beyond his academic interests, Franklin had some pretty unusual hobbies. One of Franklin's most peculiar habits was taking what he called air baths, which involved spending time in a ventilated room completely nude, allowing his skin to be exposed to fresh air. He would participate in this practice every morning for about an hour, as he believed exposing his skin would cleanse his body, prevent illness, and boost his spirits. In a letter to French scientist Jean-Baptiste Leroy, Franklin wrote, "You know the cold bath has long been vogue here as a tonic, but the shock of the cold water has always appeared to me as too violent, and I have found it much more agreeable to my constitution to bathe in another element, I mean cold air. With this view I rise almost every morning and sit in my chamber without any clothes whatever, half an hour or an hour according to the season, either reading or writing." Essentially, Franklin didn't f*** with cold showers, so he thought of the next best thing. Talk about true innovation. Nikola Tesla was a renowned inventor involved in the development of alternating current, laying the foundation for the modern electrical grid. Without his genius, access to electricity would be far more expensive and less accessible. So of course, with such a bright mind, there had to be some strange obsession buried deep within it. Born in modern-day Croatia, Tesla lived in a rural environment, where he developed a strong connection with the outdoors. As time passed, he grew an affinity towards animals, specifically birds. Tesla lived a quiet life and never married, but that didn't mean he had no game. During his later years, he often found companionship in pigeons. He would frequently visit parks to feed them and admire them. Tesla loved pigeons so much he would even invite them to his hotel room, leaving his window open for any unexpected guests. The puzzling part was that Tesla was a known germaphobe, yet he showed zero disgust towards these filthy birds. Tesla eventually found his soulmate in the body of a white pigeon. After her death, he reportedly stated, "I loved that pigeon as a man loves a woman, and she loved me. As long as I had her, there was purpose to my life." As strange as he was, you've got to feel bad for the man. Tsar Peter, or Peter the Great, was the ruler of Russia from 1682 to 1725, known for its extensive reformation which modernized Russia and turned it into a major European power. However, beyond his political and military achievements, Peter was also a passionate amateur dentist. Peter's obsession with teeth went beyond mere knowledge. He was known to perform tooth extractions on random people as a way to demonstrate his skill. Most of these extractions were done unwillingly, but I mean, he was the Tsar of Russia, he could do whatever he pleased. Historians state that his courtiers reportedly lived in fear, since Peter would frequently offer to perform surgeries on them. It's important to add that anesthetics weren't used during this period either, meaning the patient could feel everything. But that might have been part of the reason Tsar Peter found so much joy in this hobby, since such a painful procedure meant he could reinforce his control over his people. Talk about psychotic. Known for his major contributions to mathematics, physics, and astronomy, you likely recognize Sir Isaac Newton as the guy who got clocked in the head by a falling apple. But what you likely didn't know is his strange interest in alchemy, particularly transmutation. During the scientific revolution, alchemy was considered a legitimate science, with many scientists using alchemy to understand the natural world, and Newton was no exception. In the world of alchemy, the fabled Philosopher's Stone was the key to alchemical transmutation, a mythic alchemical substance which could change base metals into gold. This is where Newton devoted considerable effort. In his attempt to create the Philosopher's Stone, he believed he would unlock hidden secrets of Earth's nature. Newton conducted numerous experiments in his attempt to create the Philosopher's Stone. Unfortunately, years of Newton's research were destroyed when his dog accidentally set fire to his laboratory. Yep, not even joking. So who knows? Maybe in a parallel world, Newton did create the Philosopher's Stone. We'll never know.